I'm Jane Warren. In the companion video to this one, I talked about the question, do I really need a lawyer? But the other question that I think people ought to be asking is, how do I find a lawyer? So given that I need a lawyer at some point during this process, how do I find them? If you go and look in your local phone book, you'll find pages and pages and pages of legal listings. Same if you go and search Google. Even if you restrict your search to family law lawyers in your area, you're still going to probably get, if you're in a sizable place, a lot of lawyers. So how do you decide which one is best for you? Well, here's a couple of suggestions that I have. First of all, I would go to your local mediation society and look through their list of mediators to find mediators who are also lawyers. So you need a lawyer and you need a mediator, and there's two separate people and they cannot be the same person. However, if you've already got your mediator and now you're looking for a lawyer, if you find a lawyer who's also a mediator, then they tend to be the more settlement-oriented lawyers. Because the last thing you want to do is end up inadvertently picking a lawyer the biggest litigation lawyer in town when you're trying to do a mediated settlement. Not only is that not the kind of jobs or cases that they'd like to take on, but they're probably really expensive, because the people who go all the way to litigation use the big high-powered lawyers with the big price tag. So you want to be able to match this. So if you go and find a lawyer who's also a mediator, chances are that they are more settlement-oriented, certainly work well with the mediation process because they know it, because they are a mediator too. So that would be one way. Second way, if you have a collaborative law society in your area, because again, collaborative lawyers have been trained in mediation techniques. They're settlement-oriented. They tend to do more settlement-oriented work. So that would be another good candidate for a lawyer that will match what you need. You can ask family and friends, but you've got to be really careful on this one. So a friend or family member might say, I used a really good lawyer, or my friend used a really good lawyer. And the difficulty is, what does good mean? What is good and suitable for one person and one process is not necessarily good for another. So if you have a friend who had a really smooth, civilized, constructive divorce process that they went through, then probably their lawyer would be a good one for you to go to. But if they went through a really ugly divorce, their lawyer may not be the one that you want to go and consult with. So that would be the other way of looking at it. The other thing is, ask your mediator. Your mediator knows the lawyers in town. She or he knows at least some of the ones that are more settlement oriented. They can give you some advice as well. And then finally, no matter who it is you go to or how you find them, what's really ultimately important is that you like the person that lawyer is. And you feel confident that they can give you the kind of representation, or they can give you the kind of advice or direction in a manner that suits what it is that you want. So talk to them on the phone. Go and, if they have a free consultation, take advantage of that. If you need to pay to have half an hour of their time and you're trying to shortlist lawyers, I would suggest that it's money well spent. And go and talk to them and ask them about how they work and what they like to work with and what their approach is and how they, what they think of mediation. And then, and just get a feel for them and decide, do I feel comfortable with this person? Do I like this person? And go from there. In the end, you're the one that's hiring the lawyer. The lawyer's not hiring you. And you need to feel comfortable that they're going to give you the kind of advice and direction and support that you need.